What happened in the United Kingdom last week is an absolute disgrace. Tommy Robinson, a freedom fighter and Islam critic, was jailed, while the judge issued a gag order to silence the media. Freedom of speech is being violated all over Europe and also in Britain. The lights of freedom are going out.
So we have the Pope's right-hand man in a secret trial in Australia where the court clerk was fired for even reading the charges privately. You have secret courts now in England with massive numbers of Muslims being tried and convicted for running giant child kidnapping and sexual exploitation rings. And you have Tommy Robinson, who first exposed it 11 years ago, being tortured in prison for a year in general population, getting out a few years ago, going out and just covering that a trial was happening, being put in jail for that. Now going and simply pointing out that there is a trial, which you could even do under England's draconian law, and being given 13 months in jail within 1 hour, revoking his suspended sentence. And demonstrations breaking out all over the world. This is the type of thing that catches people's attention. Crowds climbing Saturday over 10 Downing Street's gates, thousands in the streets. The media would show close video shots or close photos where you wouldn't see the crowd, but we showed the crowd where it showed that it was thousands and thousands. We've got some shots from up on top of a building, and it's amazing. Headline from zerohedge.com. We have the full article posted at Infowars.com as well. Britain's rage over Robinson arrest as mass protests break out worldwide. In Europe, in the U.S., in Australia. They're happening everywhere. And we've got the police all over the world trying to dial this back, but it's not working. And the more they try to suppress it, the bigger the pushback gets. There's been at least 6 demonstrations have been held across Australia, in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Canberra, Brisbane, and other areas. Mass protests broke out all over England, not just in London, on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner whose life is in clear and pressing danger. German Member of Parliament Peter Bystrom said Saturday in a statement. Dutch PM Geert Wilders showed up at the British Embassy in The Hague to deliver his comments. We're going to play that in a moment. I'm here on behalf of millions. Freedom of speech is being violated all over Europe and also in Berlin. Restore freedom of speech. Geert Wilders, Dutch PM, who's the leader to be their next president. Wilders penned a letter to the Dutch Minister of Foreign Affairs over the weekend with 5 questions about Robinson's situation. And we've got also people like Godfrey Bloom joining us in the next hour, coming out and saying it's an absolute tyranny, but there are many other political prisoners he's going to expose, their situation, their fate coming up. Similar statements coming out, of course, Nigel Farage, who we're looking for an interview in the next few days with him, directly in the UK. It is all coming up as we see Europe and Australia and America and the UK awaken to just how authoritarian the political correctness movement is and how it's globally directed by the open foundation groups who talk about how they want open society, but it's actually the opposite. So we'll be breaking that down with Kaylin Robertson, the right-hand man of Tommy Robinson. You could say his manager. And then we're also going to have Godfrey Bloom coming on. So that is in the second hour. You do not want to miss that information. We have Tommy's first message from prison posted up on Infowars.com via Kaylin Robertson. He was extremely eloquent when he joined me Sunday. That guy's on fire, just like Tommy. And then we've also, again, are going to have the latest from Tommy. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But you may be hearing his voice here on air very, very soon. But I'm not going to count our chickens until they've hatched. Not going to count a fish until it's in the boat on the ice. So pray for Tommy, support him. He is in a safer wing of the prison. They put him in a bigger prison, so he's not in general population with the Islamicists, who make up about half the prison population in London. They're let off, by the way, with slaps on the wrist, because they're being used as a criminal underground of sex trade, you name it, that they operate in their own countries, to be operated inside the UK for the British ruling criminal pedophile class. That is all coming down. Now, speaking of Geert Wilders, they've tried to kill him. They've tried to put him in prison for simply saying that Islam is a threat to Europe's future freedom. They've also indicted for the second time the leading nationalist Marie Le Pen. And again, Marie Le Pen has pointed out to Trump and others, stop trying to pacify the left. Stop trying to work with them. They will never work with you. They want to conquer everyone. They're not going to stop. They're going for broke. It's time to be hardcore. It's what the people want. And Trump's been hardcore overall. And we see him come out and be nice to the left, so they then show their hand and ask for everything. But for our listeners, that message is true. All of us have to understand, we're not trying to win a popularity contest in mainstream media. We're here to take them on. Just like Hitler talked bad about America during World War II. The globalists are going to say horrible things about us. They're going to attack us. They're going to lie about us. They're going to sue us. They're going to twist things because we're taking the country back from them and destroying their authoritarianism, and they don't like it. Now, let's go ahead and go to this statement from in front of the Worldwide Embassy of England at The Hague. Here it is.
British Embassy in The Hague. And I'm here because I'm shocked and outraged. What happened in the United Kingdom last week is an absolute disgrace. Tommy Robertson, a freedom fighter and Islam critic, was jailed, while the judge issued a gag order to silence the media. Freedom of speech is being violated all over Europe and also in Britain. The lights of freedom are going out. Islam critics are taken to court, jailed, or targeted with fatwas. And the authorities try to silence us. However, Islamists are pampered, protected, defended, and that is totally unacceptable. We will not accept this, never. We will continue speaking the truth about Islam and horrendous crimes like rape, genital mutilation, honor killings, and terrorism. For we protect our own people, whatever the price may be. And that is why I stand here in solidarity with Tommy Robinson. Britain used to be a bastion of freedom of speech. Today, its authorities are behaving like North Korea and Saudi Arabia. I'm here on behalf of millions in the Netherlands, in Europe, and also in Britain. And in their name, I say we will no longer be silent. Our future is at stake, and we will protect it. Free Tommy Robinson. Release him from jail today. Restore freedom of speech and stop gagging the people.
That's Geert Wilders. I'm Alex Jones, the InfoWars, straight ahead with our reporter on the ground in London, where there's a reporting gag.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
He goes to jail! He goes to jail! Lock him up!
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Come on, innit? You're not going to do it one-on-one, lads. You're not going to do it one-on-one. You're not going to do it one-on-one. You're not going to do it one-on-one. What are you doing one-on-one? Why? Good stuff. What are you doing? What?
Imagine a whole gang of thugs training with communist Islamicists at a mosque learn from one of their operatives that Tommy Robinson is at a McDonald's with his camera lady, and then they come over and attack the woman to get the camera, viciously start beating her. She fights back, he fights back, and then they run as cowardly scum, and the police are all there and do nothing.
All the way through this, I knew at certain points, with Lucy and with George as well, who are the camera team with us, I knew we'd get attacked at certain times, but I never thought they'd go for Lucy. I guess I thought too highly of them. I thought they had morals. So I always said, and as soon as they turned up and I saw the mask, I basically getting out of the car, I looked across, I see 7 men coming towards me with masks, and then I stood and I tried to move away from Lucy. I thought they'd all go for me. So I thought, that's sound, I'll move away, they'll all come for me. They didn't. They sectioned off. One went to George and one went to Lucy. And then, as you can see, he starts attacking Lucy. He's wrestling on the floor with her. But to be honest, Lucy gave as good as she got. Lucy gave as good as she got, and he ended up, she was kicking him and hitting him. And even at the end, I looked over and even see George, the other camera lad as well, scuffling with them as well. But they were masked up. They were ready to attack us. And as you're right, straight after this, the police have turned up. They've done nothing. No one's even spoke about poor Lucy, really. No one spoke about her. I haven't seen one journalist, no one's contacted her, no media have contacted her. She's violently attacked for being a journalist. They're journalists. But yet every single report from the mainstream media, Tommy Robinson fighting with masked men. No, that's not how it was. Tommy Robinson was getting a burger from McDonald's, and he was and his camera girl and his cameraman were violently attacked.
Well, we've known it's this bad for some time now, and me and my friends often say that the day that Richard Spencer got punched was the day when the bar was set very, very low, because we saw how many people celebrated it afterwards, how many people fetishized it. We saw the memes coming out saying, punch a Nazi, it's okay to punch a Nazi. And of course, you know, who's a Nazi? Well, we decide that. So we've realized that it's going to be violent for some time. The most shocking thing, actually, the most upsetting thing was how many people are saying it's fake or it's staged. People seem to think that Tommy has hired these people to come and attack us, which if he had, I think I might have to have a little word with him. But it's funny, quite a lot of people probably think, like to call themselves feminists and like to say that they stand up for women's rights. And yet here's a video of a woman on the floor and, oh, it's fake, it's staged, or even better, I've seen some people say that I deserved it, which is very nice. Some of my friends who are quite normal, who have normal parents, who think that everything's fine and the media don't lie, they saw that clip and it actually did make them realize how bad it is. So in a way, you have to be able to show the extremes for people to wake up and realize, actually, yes, this is what's happening on the streets, this is what's happening, it's not being reported, and it is being celebrated. Because I'm in this world, I know what to expect, we all do, we all know what happens. I've seen Tommy get in trouble before, it's just what happens. But I mean, there is a part of me that does feel sad when I realise that actually no single media outlet has got in touch with me. I've had maybe one friend get in touch with me. This is sort of something that's just going to get brushed under the rug.
I mean, this is classic authoritarian nightmare dystopia we're talking about.
Our team is always looking for new ways to improve our products. That's why we've created the newest version of a fan-favorite formula, the Real Red Pill Plus. The Real Red Pill Plus contains the powerful pregnenolone formula, now with an added energy boost. Now, you can support your heart, brain, and aging process with an added natural energy boost. The proprietary energy blend includes powerful ingredients like green tea extract, yerba mate leaf extract, and more, paired with the powerful ingredients in the original Real Red Pill formula. The Real Red Pill has just what you need to support your body while getting the pick-me-up to get you through the day. The Real Red Pill Plus is a powerful investment into the future of your mind and body. Don't miss out on the all-new upgrade to your favorite product. Head to InfoWarsStore.com and get the Real Red Pill Plus today. Get Real Red Pill Plus now at 50% off.